Your agent or manager is submitting through Breakdown Express. They have to pay to get that, and that lists all the TV shows that are being cast. And that is how they submit you. And if there is no footage on your Actors Access, what is casting looking at? So if you don't have professional footage there, here are the ways to do it. Self-tape, that is just you, behind blank screens, step away from the wall 2 feet. Don't be right up against it. Okay, give yourself room. You on a self-tape, reader off camera. The other way is you create a scene yourself with your iPhone on location. Sean Perez has shown that many times. The guy, who was talking to the guy in the trunk and then slams the trunk and he puts the shovel up. I don't know if you've seen that, but he created 4 scenes where he's the only person on camera, but he's on location in his garage, he's on location in the yard, he's on location in a bar, he's created all these scenes. With an iPhone, that's another way. Third way, you create a scene with another actor on location. So maybe you're a cop and you're outside in an alley talking to another actor. You're having a very horrible, terrible scene going on, whatever, stakes. And you have somebody there with a camera shooting over their shoulder, your close up, your shoulder, their close up, and you edit it. And now you've both got a piece of footage. You can do that on your iPhone. You can do that if you have a friend that has a camera. All right. Next, get with a group of friends who shoot scenes together. Okay. Shoot scenes together upside on location. Okay. Maybe you're in an office. Maybe you're at the school. Maybe you're at a library. Maybe one of your friends is a doctor and you can use their office or whatever. But you get with your friends and you all get together and you take turns shooting scenes. There's an actor I had a consultation with once. His name was Nate Johnson. I told him about this. He got with several of his friends. They hired a cinematographer, so a cameraman. They hired a sound guy and a lighting person. They spent $2,000. There were 6 actors, I think, and they each paid a couple $100 to pay that $2,000. Fed the crew. They went to Nate's house and they shot 13 scenes over one weekend. And how they did it was Nate answered the door and one of his other friends played a cop. And this cop was coming to interrogate Nate, who's in the house. Then Nate played a cop and he came barging in the door and threatened the person on the couch and ended up shooting him, a corrupt cop. Then he played a father in the kitchen with his little daughter. And then he played another scene in the bedroom with his wife. Then he played a scene where it was a dining room table with him, his wife, and the child, and he was beating the mother in front of the child. And then he answered the phone and straightened his collar, and he was a cop talking to his boss. And we just saw that he's a bad cop. Okay, then he played sitting on the front porch, 2 guys talking. They were veterans. Then he played a psychologist talking to a patient. And they each had different scenes and they each gave each other meat and they all got together and shot it, cost a couple $100 each, and they had 13 scenes at the end of the weekend. So that's one way. Okay, here I'm going to give you another one. 5. The next thing is hire a production company to shoot, write, and do the whole thing. You're not doing it. The reason that those guys could do it, right, is because Nate was a writer. His friends are writers. They all studied improv, blah, blah, blah. They figured out the scenes. They planned out the weekend. They all gave each other meaty, emotional scenes with something at stake, and they all left with great footage. It looks like it's from a project. The other thing I'll tell you, you write a short film. Maybe it's 3 minutes. You get with a friend and you shoot that short film. You go to Fiverr, or Canva, however, go to Fiverr and have them design a film poster. Go to IMDb Pro and create a credit for that film. Then submit the film to film festivals on Film Freeway. And what you just did was you just created a credit on IMDb. And you also are going to get some footage out of it because you're going to do your short film with a scene that's really meaty. Okay, so let's say I want to give myself a short film credit. I'm going to always go with social worker or something I really care about, some meaty scene, like my husband who left me and cheated on me. I'm going to do that scene. That's a good one. I can still call up some emotion for that, right? even though I'm very happy now on my own. I can still tap back in. And that would be a good scene because I'm not going to just talk about where's the milk. I'm going to have a fucking scene. I'm going to confront the hell out of him, right? And then I'm going to do it with an actor that I can give him a meaty scene. Maybe he's going to come at me all the reasons why we're divorced, whatever. Now I can turn that into a little short film. In fact, I might do that. 3 minutes, go to Fiverr, get a poster, create a credit on IMDb, and I have someone else edit it because I don't edit. So on that credit, I'm the writer or someone else directs it, or there's another actor in it and there's someone who edits it and whoever we get the music from somewhere. And now there's a credit. It goes on your resume and I can use that footage on my Actors Access, on my IMDb Pro. Okay, now the other way is you hire a production company completely to write it, produce it, direct it, and there are different price points on that, right? So if you go to a company out here called Jig Reels or I Look Like Myself, these people are going to charge like $1,500 for a scene. They write it, they produce it, and if it's something like Jig Reels, you split it in two. The other actor pays half, you pay half. So that means you each pay $750, and now you have a recorded scene, a produced scene. And I think Jig Reels actually calls it a short film and puts it on IMDb and makes it a credit. So you're also getting a credit. Same thing as if I could do it with my iPhone. The difference is you're paying $1,500 to do it. All right, then you can hire a company like RealArc. It's a production company, but they charge like $5,000 or $6,000 to do the same thing Jig Reels does or whatever. But to some people, $6,000 is the same as 100, depending on how much money you have, right? So the free version is your self tape. The next version that's free is your self tape with a friend in the alley. The next version that's free is getting together with friends that shoot. Now we're starting to have to bring people in that have expertise you don't, then it costs money. So then it costs money to hire a company or to pay a sound person and a lighting person or Jig Reels or I Look Like Myself or RealArc, and your budget might be anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000. It's up to you.